Hey y'all, our Georgia Suburban Homestead here, and I'm Lisa, and I am making shepherd's pie. Now, if you make this recipe with lamb, it's shepherd's pie. If you make it with beef, it's cottage pie. How do I do it? First, I start with a good quality olive oil. I use Moroccan or Palestinian to help our Palestinian brothers and sisters that the occupiers are wiping off the face of the map. But who's left? I want to help. So I start off in a large skillet with olive oil, and I heat that, and then I'm going to chop onion and shallot. Okay, it's starting to sizzle. I have to put the phone down to put this in the oil. I'll be right back. Now we have added the shallots. You see how the onions are nice and translucent. We're going to turn the heat down just a little. Only took a couple of minutes. I'm just going to let that go about a minute before we add the garlic. And it's been about a minute and a half, and those are translucent already. So we added the garlic, which is this stuff right here. We're going to kind of woozle that around so it gets oil on it, and leave it for, a minute, maybe a minute and a half till it gets good and aromatic. Now we're going to add the dry spices. I've got oregano. I've got rosemary from the garden. We've got thyme from the garden. Turmeric because it takes pain out of the body. A little bit of smoked paprika, and because I can't get enough, powdered onion and garlic for a little bit of zing. And then, of course, salt and pepper to taste. So I learned through learning Indian cooking that if you add the spices while the base flavors are going, that they develop more in the dish. So I'm going to mix that up. And we're going to add, that was oregano, about half a tablespoon of rosemary. See? About half a tablespoon of thyme. Quarter tablespoon of turmeric. Now I like a lot of garlic. And a lot of onion. And the powdered onion is, or the powdered garlic and onion really add an intensity that is special. I'm going to stir that around just a little. And as you see, most of the oil has been absorbed. But lamb is an oily meat, so when we put the lamb in, which is what's next, it'll add more oil to the sizzle. So while that's heating up, we will open the lamb and get it in. Okay, so we've got about 1.5 pounds of lamb, and I cook a lot because we will freeze what we don't eat. And I'm just going to break this apart and stir it into a crumble and mix it with the spices. I'll show you what that looks like in just a bit. Things are starting to get where you want them to be. So what I'm going to do now, usually you would take the juice of 1/2, cut a lemon in half and squeeze the juice over the top of this. But my husband can't have citrus, so we're going to use a capful of apple cider vinegar, which is a good substitute when because you need an acid to balance this out. So there's a cap full of apple cider vinegar. Into the mix it goes, and then we're going to mix it. At the very end of this process, I add a smoked Spanish paprika. That's probably about a teaspoon. Okay, we're going to take my favorite casserole dish that's about 5 inches deep, and we're going to put the meat in here, and we're going to top it with mashed potatoes. But I make the mashed potatoes in a different way than most people, so we'll have to show you that as well. So to this bowl of mashed potatoes that were made with oat milk and earth balanced butter substitute, because Charlie can't have milk, I put each a 1/4 teaspoon of white pepper, and of nutmeg. And now I'm going to mix it in. Okay, so now I've put like 5 big spoonfuls of mashed potato on top of the meat that's in the casserole dish. And I'm going to distribute it evenly and then keep adding layers of the potato until I get kind of a dome over the top of this. And kind of mash it down. And I've seasoned this, to our taste with salt, pepper, and butter. But you want a fairly stiff mashed potato. And here's a caveat. At this point, I would usually, if I was cooking for outside the family, I would add 1/2 cup of grated white cheddar cheese. And I would add that to the potato as it was still really hot and you were mixing it, so the cheese would melt and distribute itself evenly. And then I would add another 1/4 to 1/2 cup of sour cream and mix all that in so the potatoes would be a little bit creamier. Okay? Now, I would have liked a little more potato in here, but this is good enough for 2 people. Good enough for government work. Okay, again, optimally it's going to be all the way up to the edge, but I have been pushing it down pretty hard. Very last step before you pop it into the oven is adding a little bit of color. That's just a little bit of paprika. Okay. It's going into a 400-degree oven. For 55 minutes. And while it's cooking, we're going to make Goldilocks here a little bit prettier. I'm going to do his hair, Goldilocks. Would you rather call me Silverlocks? At the festival this weekend, people looking at his beard and he had this red cap on. People called you what, Charlie?
Santa Claus.
Santa
Hey,
Claus.
Santa.
Huh?
Hey, Santa.
Hey, Santa Claus. More than one person did that. I thought it was hilarious. He wasn't so pleased for some reason. Why weren't you pleased, Daddy?
Not Santa.
You're not Santa? Well, you're like a Santa. You help people.
Okay.
You give people things.
All right.
Our refugees probably think of you as Santa. Although they don't know what Santa
They
is.
don't know Santa.
Okay, so have a seat, Buster. Oh, take the specs out so we can't witness what I'm doing. All right.
That didn't feel good.
Here we go.
Sorry, Sassy. Yes, I'm sorry.
Okay, baby, shake it off.
I can't shake. I got a crick in my neck.
You got a crick in your neck, but shake off your towel.
Oh.
Oh, all that hair.
That must be
You didn't think that was much hair on his head, did you? Looky, looky. Oh, handsome.
Glad you like it.
Yeah, of course I like it. So how much longer until dinner? 28 minutes. I say go get a shower.
Mm-hmm.
All right, baby. So, we just took this out of the oven, and you see how it's nice and browned. If it had the cheese in it, it would have little whips of brown crusted cheese in the potato, which is really a delight. Let's see if we can get Charlie to come dig in. Well, here it is. It didn't come out in a clean wedge, but that's your shepherd's pie.
Mmm.
Bon appetit, Charlie.
Thank you.
So there you have it. We're going to chow down now. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up. The thumbs up really does help the algorithm. And ask questions if you want to. Until next time.
Y'all come back now. You hear?
Bye.
Bye.